It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing when you let your nuts hang. What it do, everyday people, man? It's your boy PJ. Today we back with another lit video. We back in the confessional, and yes, we staying lit, big dog, man. Shout out to my everyday people who rock with me every day. Shout out to my homeboy Lucky Wheels of Deals, man. He keeps it lit, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe to this video, man. Hit the link down below for the custom_freaks. It's custom freaks on Instagram, man, where you get your tumbler, a custom tumbler made to your liking. Just hit them up on Instagram. Prices do vary. Oh, I got food in my beard, but let's get into it, man. We got the state of Nevada versus Raven Queen. Yes, Raven Queen. Who is Raven Queen, might I ask? Most of you are probably new to the scene. Well, I first started covering CJ So Cool based on a robbery that went wrong. Okay, he was robbed by two individuals inside his home, and he was shot 4 times in the legs. Okay, he fought the burglars off, and they got away just for a short amount of time. But what ended up catching them up is they were continuously doing robberies. One man they robbed on the side of a freeway. Another person, a woman they robbed, they almost drowned her to death in the bathtub. They was drowning her to get information. That's the woman who they stole Birkin bags from. And when they took the Birkin bags to California, the people who was going to buy the Birkin bags says, "What do people driving a Nissan Altima have a Birkin bag for? It just don't make sense." Well, the Birkins were stolen from Nevada, and they were trying to be fenced in California. Okay. Well, another thing is what we're actually in court for today is they're doing follow-ups for the murder trial. Now, in one of the robberies, they hit a guy over the head, caused him to have an aneurysm. He went in a coma for some time. He was I think he finally got out of a coma, but he finally succumbed to his injuries and passed away in October or November of 2023. That's when they brought on the murder charges, and here we are. We got a murder trial set for July. I think July 5th or something like that. But we're gonna hear it. Let's get into it, okay?
All right, we're back on record. Let's call C371483. That's going to be page 4, Denzel Lee. Page 5, Antonio Washington. Page 6, Howard Cabot. Page 7, Raven Queen. And newly added page 13, Lamonte Butler. All right, for Mr. Lee, we have Mr. Hendrick. For Mr. Washington, we have Mr. Green. There he is. For Mr. Cabot, we have Mr. Nichols. There he is, Mr. Nicholson. For Ms. Queen, we have Mr. Langford and Mr. Erickson, correct?
Correct.
There we go. Ms. Queen, sorry. And then for Mr. Butler, who's present out of custody, we do have Mr.
Good one.
All right. We are on for our status check trial readiness with the jury trial of July 8th. Where are we at?
July 8th.
Let's start with Mr. Hendrick.
Judge, we're still doing some ongoing investigation. I know with regards to the autopsy, there was recent, I think the last court hearing was the first when they had made the amended charges to the attempt to the open murder. So I know that. And then there's also some additional outside ongoing investigation that we're working on.
Okay.
I did talk at least with the co-defense counsel regarding counsels collectively. Regarding the autopsy and needing to have somebody review those records.
So it's going to be maybe a joint effort on an expert to review that?
That's what we've done. That's what we've been talking about within the last week.
Okay. And at this point, nobody's on board, but that's the idea.
We believe we've got somebody on board, just
Okay.
trying to do finalizing some stuff. But again, that's kind of where we're at least.
Understood. Stan, anything to add?
No, Judge.
I think last time you were here, you said that the offers were sort of being worked on. Is that been done yet.
I do think Mr. Port sent offers to everybody after the last court.
Is that all accurate?
That's correct.
Just checking. Not that you have to take, not that anybody has to take anything. I just want to make sure that that effort has been made.
I think that was his job, and then mine was to do the amended 2 different indictments for purposes of.
Oh yeah, how's that going?
I filed them.
Today?
No,
A while ago? Okay.
on January 18th.
Oh, okay, then you're fine.
And so you'll notice, like in it, I do the amended indictments for both kind of versions, and then I do an exhibit for jury purposes with different numbering so that the jury doesn't get confused.
Okay, perfect. Thank you for doing that. I apologize that I hadn't seen it. All right. Then moving on to Mr. Greenside with Mr. Washington.
Yes.
Any updates or anything else you wanted to add?
No, Your Honor, for the record, we do adopt the comments and representations by Mr. Herndon to discuss these matters and discuss the issues concerning autopsy and ongoing discovery. And also, we also discussed with our client on Sunday morning. We adopt those comments, and we're on track for trial in July, subject to further investigation and discovery. Yes,
Okay.
thank you.
And then as to Mr. Cabot, Mr. Nixon?
We adopt the same comments, and we are on track for trial on 7/8. And if there's some additional discovery that comes, certainly we would want time to review it. But I believe as far as the discovery we have right now, we are
I'd assume you have a
have
lot
it
of it.
reviewed and ready to go.
Okay. As to as to Ms. Queen, Mr. Langford, and or Mr. Erickson.
Your Honor, we can neither add to nor detract from the comments already made by counsel.
Okay. And then finally, regarding Mr. Butler's matter, Mr.
Sure,
Brown.
so I confer the prior representations made by counsel. I guess I'm the only one that's in a more of a unique of a position to being recently appointed to this case. So at this time, I'm not making a motion to continue. I'm going to do my best to catch up. I understand everybody, including the defendants and attorneys, have been working on this for a while, trying to coordinate their calendars. I'm also trying to climb that mountain that is this case.
And you have all the discovery, you believe?
I believe I have all the discovery. My client is now out of custody. That's going to make things a little bit easier as far as communication goes. But I can't say today that I would be ready in July, but I'm working towards that in addition to the prior representations made by the other parties.
This is one of the clients. I just want to point this out. He's one of the defendants. In this case, he's posted a $500,000 bond, but he has a court-appointed attorney. I say save your $50,000 and buy him an attorney. Let him sit in jail, because paying $50,000 for a bail won't get him freedom. They going to jail for a very long time. And you should, instead of going with a court-appointed attorney, that's what you should have paid for, an attorney that would get you something less than the $50,000 that you're about to get for this murder, this robbery and murder.
All right, so then let's maybe do a status check in 45 days on the retention of that expert regarding the autopsy. Does that work? Is that enough time for everybody?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Judge, with regard to Mr. Butler, do you want to do a status check in probably like 2 weeks, given that I know Mr. Ports wanted to at least give Mr. Trail some of the background and the transcripts and put on for like a motion to see if, because last time you didn't rule on proof evident presumption grade, you just held it as is, and I'm paraphrasing. And then with regard to the detention, I think there was a line like, it's set where it is with regard to, if they haven't gotten out, my intention was to detain. I don't know that you said that exact
Sure.
magic phrase. But I think we requested the transcripts of the jabs. Mr. Ports has them. And then lastly, in that motion, I think the third part would be, whether or not the financial representations with regard to Mr. Butler were accurate, given that he's indigent, yet posts a $500,000 bail.
It sounds like maybe this is something that needs to be a written motion.
Yeah, I just didn't
And
want...
then once you calendar it, the only date it could get is a Tuesday, and we'll put it on as soon as possible because it's a bail address. It's addressing bail.
That's,
Okay.
I just didn't want him to not...
I want y'all to hear his
And then
arguments again.
lastly, in that motion, I think the third part would be, whether or not the financial representations with regard to Mr. Butler were accurate, given that he's indigent, yet posts a $500,000 bail.
It sounds like maybe this is something that needs to be a written motion.
Yeah, I just didn't
And
want,
then if, once you calendar it, the only date it could get is a Tuesday, and we'll put it on as soon as possible because it's a bail addressing day.
that's,
Okay.
Yeah, they
I
want
just
to
didn't want
pay
him
for a
to
lawyer.
not be here, not know that, something was filed, so that.
Okay, I'm sure it'll be served on Mr. Triano. If there's any issues, we'll make sure that he's aware of the date as well. What would be a 45-day date?
It's April 23rd at 9 a.m.
Okay, we'll see you guys back for that status
I
check.
couldn't hear because Mr. Green's phone. 23rd of April.
Yes.
Okay.
You got everything?
And then, Mr. Butler, just stay in touch with your attorney. There may be some additional hearings that you need to attend, okay?
Your Honor, regarding that, I mean, I have a general idea based on the representation of the state, where that's going. And it seems a bit convoluted on the issue, potentially, as well as me coming on this late, and then they're going to be reviewing several transcripts from prior hearings with Your Honor. Assuming the state files this, and this is like set like in a week or so, the court allowed Mr. Butler to appear via or Zoom via that date, because I'd imagine we're going to need to set some sort of briefing schedule due to the complexity of the state's relief that they're asking for. I just don't think
Stay in touch with Chambers.
Okay,
Sorry, I'll go to the file for this.
all the thank you so much. Okay.
Obviously, if you need more time, we can talk about that. Just reach out to my law firm.
Okay.
All right, that'll be it for this matter.
Veteran, I have filed an essential motion. I don't know if you got it.
I don't know that I did. Let me check though.
Looks like I don't.
That is Raven Queen speaking. You can't. It's really audible. You can't
I
really
have
hear
not
it.
received it yet.
Schedule due to the
Try
complexity of
to hear it
the
again.
state's relief that they're asking for. I just
Just
don't think
stay in touch with Chambers.
Okay,
Sorry, I'll go to the file for this.
all the thank you so much. Okay.
Obviously, if you need more time, we can talk about that. Just reach out to my law firm.
Okay.
All right, that'll be it for this matter.
Veteran, I have filed an essential motion. I don't know if you got it.
I don't know that I did. Let me check though.
She filed an extension.
Looks like I don't.
I have not received it yet. If it's something that requires a hearing, that'll get set for a hearing, but it's not filed yet. I don't know what's going on with that. It might have been returned to you if it's something that should have gone through your attorneys. Sometimes they'll do that.
Well, they have returned it twice, but they kept saying it was the mail problem, so I don't know, like, should I bring it here next time?
You could do that, or if it's something that you want or that you need addressed, you can have your attorneys put it on my calendar too. Okay?
Okay.
Are you aware of this? Anything regarding this, Mr. Erickson?
Your Honor, she just mentioned it to me this morning. I'm gonna go see her. I'll talk to her about it next week.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, everyone.
So is it obstruction?
Are you aware of this? Anything regarding this, Mr. Erickson?
Your Honor, she just mentioned it to me this morning. I'm gonna go see her. I'll talk to her about it next week.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, everyone. Have your attorneys put it on my calendar too. Okay?
Okay.
Are you aware of this? Anything regarding this, Mr. Erickson?
Your Honor, she just mentioned it to me this morning. I'm gonna go see her. I'll talk to her about it next week.
All right, sounds good. Thank for this matter.
Veteran, I have filed an essential motion. I don't know if you got it.
I don't know that I did. Let me check though.
Yeah, even the closed caption didn't pick that up, so I'm not sure exactly what that it was that she was requesting, but something that she's filing with the court, maybe that she wants that. I don't know why she wouldn't go through her lawyer to do it. I mean, she has 2 attorneys, okay, working on these cases. You heard the district attorney say that he wanted to bring the matter forth of the guy posting a $500,000 bond, which will be like $50,000 cash, maybe a house or something put up on consignment. How he will post that, but he can't afford a lawyer. In a murder trial, lawyers pretty much start at maybe $20,000-$25,000 because they're going to be working on that for 2 years. So and that's a starting point. depending on how far you want to go deep into it and how many hours they put, because they're going to bill you ahead of time. Then once you start going into year 3, 4, and 5, they're going to start billing you more by the hour. Like, hey, man, we need more money, unless they feel that you're not guilty and they can get something off of you. You know, if they or they can get their, you know, by getting a not guilty verdict, and them just padding their stats, they will potentially stop billing you because they have a good fight on their hands. But if they don't have a good fight and they want you to, you want to continue prolonging your sentence, prolonging everything, they're just going to bill you. Once you go to trial, they're going to be like, okay, we need another $20,000 for trial. That's not even, you know, trial is a whole different ball game. Just for me retaining you as a murder client, 25 off top, another 25 for trial, because that's a deeper game. Raven Queen has 2 lawyers. I'm pretty sure they're probably indigent. But like I said, if you check out Raven Queen, she's affiliated with the Grape Street Crips of Watts, California. She has rap videos out there. She has a rap sheet of setting people up. This is not something new to her. One guy, Derek Robinson, I believe, he already signed for his at least 8 years. So he got like a 3-year, a 3-year, a 2-year, or something like that. But he could do a total up to, I don't know, I can't remember. I have to go back and look. But he got some time, so he gonna do maybe 12 years before he's even allowed to get out of prison. Like, he had all his charges are ran consecutively, so before he paroles out of one charge or finishes one sentence, he has to finish that sentence before he can begin another sentence. So interesting. I'm telling y'all, just keeping y'all updated on the CJ So Cool robbery case and the criminals involved inside the courtroom in Henderson, Nevada. Channel 7 News. This is Everyday PJ signing out. Peace.
Day and night. For some women, it can start working in as quick as 1 week.